Okay, I think we're good to go. So hi everyone, this is Manish Nath from Hex Universe, and I am going to be your host for today's session. First of all, thank you everyone for taking your time to join us today. Now, today is the second day of our celebration of the World Space Week, and in today's live session, we're going to discuss about the night sky. And today, to enlighten us on this topic, we have none other than Mr. Amit Raka with us. He is an educator, an amateur astronomer, a citizen scientist, a wildlife and astrophotographer, and last but not the least, he is also the co-founder of Crux View Center. We are really glad to have him here with us today. So without any further ado, I'd like to request Mr. Amit Raka to proceed with today's session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Somjit, and very warm good morning and welcome to everyone. Lena, I'm seeing that your hand is raised. Do you have any question?
No, sir.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. So let's start with the session. I'll just share my screen. Let me know if it's visible or not. Yes, is my screen visible now?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. Stray night sky. So definitely stray is one word every stargazer, is wishing for. It's simply clear night sky. And we are fortunate enough that we have one spot in our country that has been recently is under development for night sanctuary. So that is something fascinates every astronomer, or at least every Indian should be fascinated, because it's a new beginning of understanding the importance of the night sky. So definitely yes. First, let me jump to this thing. What is the scale of your city, or the place where you are living? Like, this is the broader scale wherein we define how much light pollution is there and what amount of stars are usually visible. So I'll say most of the people around here over here might be in between 4 to 7 only, mostly. The people who are in the urban areas, or very core area of the city, they will be around 7, 8, or even maybe 9, someone like for the metropolitan cities. And the people who are in the suburbs or the outskirts may have the sky from 5 to 6 brotal, and people in the rural India may have pretty clear sky like 3 and 4 also, to a very good extent. Now, why am I discussing this? Is because this defines what extent of star you might see in the night sky. Because if you are living in the city and you're expecting going on the terrace and looking up, so definitely you won't see all the stars that you see from the outskirts or from the dark areas. So you need to understand in which scale do you lie. And if you want, you can simply Google search of it for that, like your city is in which scale. So dark skies are something, even we have dark sky application for mobile, wherein you can easily recognize what is the nearest dark place to your city or to your area for that matter. Yes, this is what I was talking about. Changthang Wildlife Sanctuary. So recently it has been declared as the first night sky sanctuary. And definitely it's already, like Hanley is already a very, hot spot for all the telescopes, especially the professional telescopes we have over there, like HCT, Hugger, and Mackay. So these are few telescopes which are already been installed. They are doing well, they are performing outstanding work over there, sitting over there. Ladakh is one of the place which is mostly, like stray night sky. Throughout the year, it's mostly clear. So that is definitely going to be amazing. Now let's understand what is the visual presentation of the night sky. Because when we say night sky, we need to understand what all can we see in the night sky. So definitely, first thing is constellation, planets, moon. These are 3 things most of them have seen till date. Some of them might have also witnessed, comet. If pretty sure if you have witnessed the 2019 event, wherein comet Neowise were pretty bright and visible even with the binoculars. So if anyone have witnessed, it's fabulous. Definitely it was an amazing event. Even last year there was a comet, but it wasn't that prominent as Neowise in 2019 was. Clouds and lightning, definitely we all witnessed this. Northern lights, definitely only the people who might have traveled to the northern side might have witnessed this, or at least we have seen some or the other way in media or on internet, something like that. and some other objects. Now, other objects includes the satellites, the meteorite shower, and any other space object that we might see falling from the space. Like, if I'm not wrong, just last year we have witnessed Chinese satellite entering the Indian, atmosphere. So the event was definitely very sad, but the visual was pretty amazing because we were able to see the disintegration of the satellite. So definitely the visually it was pretty amazing. Now going back to the history, like since our ancestors, every like since Stone Age man, when he started looking up, everyone was curious about what are these things, what are these celestial objects. So you will see every religion in their scriptures have mentioned some or the other event of the night sky, let it be the visual of the comet or lunar eclipse or moon, traveling throughout the night sky, some objects moving around the night sky. On this note, let me clear you this thing because I'm pretty sure most of you might have misinterpreted Graha as planet. And many of you might be knowing what is the actual meaning of Graha. In Hindi, Graha was used to mention a celestial object that is wandering in the night sky. Later on in the modern science, we took Graha as planets because we saw that they have only named Grahas to the planets. But actually, if you see, moon and sun was also considered as Grahas. So, and people over here who know what is Navgraha Puja. So in Navgraha, we include sun and moon also. So we need to understand and actually need to translate the scriptures, let it be any scriptures, Hindu, Greek, Egyptian, anything. We need to understand the meaning of it because what we consider today as Graha was not actually what being used in the earlier time. So this way we need to understand what they were saying in the scriptures or in their text and what we are trying to understand out of it. And definitely today with the modern technology and all equipments, modern science is going towards the astronomy at a very different scale. And definitely when we are talking about astronomy, Nicholas Copernicus is one person who will never be forgotten because he is also considered as the father of astronomy. He is the person who actually first introduced the heliocentric model of our solar system, that sun is the center. It doesn't mean anyone have previously not mentioned it. Let me be very clear. But yes, with proofs, with proper study, he was the one who proposed this. And definitely even Galileo came after that. If you can see, it's 1473 to 1543. So Galileo pointed his telescope towards the Jupiter after Nicholas have actually studied and proven that this is the center, like sun is the center. So that's really amazing to understand how the people in those days were so amazing in imagination. Because if you see today, if I ask you to make a constellation, it won't be that easy for you. But the ancestors have already created so many constellations, like almost 12 zodiac constellation, 88 in all total constellation, and we have some Artemis in that. So it's pretty amazing. Here is just a fun part of how zodiacal sign is. Like I'm pretty sure most of them, some of them at least, have some time in their life have referred to the horoscope. So the name itself suggests, it's horror. So definitely it's a horoscope. It's a fun part. This is only the story part what we have actually understood or what we see today. If we really want to understand the science behind it, imagine those people were able to. Okay, let me ask you one question. How many of them have seen their Kundali or Janma Patrika ever? Just raise up your hand so that I'll have a quantitative terms. Okay, that's good. Nice. Any more? Okay. So have you ever seen, or you most of them might have heard about this, like आपके इस घर में मंगल की दशा है, इसमें शनि की दशा है. So what is all this? Guru यहाँ है, शनि यहाँ है, रवि यहाँ है. So these are all the planets These are all the grahas, right? These were the celestial objects that they have studied, that in these 12 zodiacal signs, these are the wanderers which move around. So they were able to calculate. So definitely they had done science and math behind this. At least math, definitely, yes. So they knew, and you might today also see any Pandit going out there. If you ask them, Maharaj, mera Mangal kaisa hai abhi? So he'll start calculating on his fingers. He'll start calculating on his finger where exactly is the Mars, in which constellation it is, and in which house it is, to that respect. So this is all math. We have forgotten the math, and we have only retained the stories behind it. Definitely, story is to be remembered because it is a fun part. It is a part which we remember for a long-lasting time period. Because I'm pretty sure every one of them remembers, the thirsty crow story and whatnot, childhood stories, rather than remembering the technical terms that you have learned in, like as a math. If I pick a math topic. So I'm pretty sure hardly anyone of you might be remembering the math that we have done in first or fourth standard. So that's how amazing stories are. Stories can be remembered for a very long time. Our ancestors realized it and they started making stories out of it so that you can remember what all things are going on around you. And definitely it's a part of, faith and all those things. So I don't want to get into that. But yes, what we used to think is the universe, to date, what we know is the universe, and it's beyond this also, because earlier we thought Earth itself, or the country itself, or the limit of our eyesight is the universe for us. Then we started exploring, and way beyond it, we started exploring. Then we understood that no, there is universe beyond even Earth. Then we thought, the solar system is the universe. Then we came to know about other galaxies, other things. And till date, today we know that what we see is not the limit of the universe. It's way beyond that. So today we know that known universe is we know, but there is something that we don't know about the universe. Because we cannot see beyond 13 point or whatever, 14.8 billion years. We cannot see. We cannot see what is the universe beyond it. Scientifically, there are some limitations, and definitely it's something we are eager to study about. So this is how the modern science is going on. So now what should you do into it now? Because what today's session is, I'm not going to take the technical part of it because we already have experts panel which are going to touch upon it. I'll just try to go on the basics, like as a child, how can you start developing interest into astronomy? Doesn't matter you're opting for it or you're not. Being a student, you should understand night sky is something that you should be always curious about, and you should enjoy it as a hobby, as a career, completely your choice. So first thing first is develop interest in the night sky. Now, how can you do that? You need to go out sometime on your terrace, definitely. Start observing the night sky, especially if there are some events. You should start taking interest into the events. And if you find some astronomy club near your area, go and visit them, go and enjoy some events with them. Like on this month, 25th of October, we have a partial solar eclipse. So the people in the northern India will be seeing a bit more of it, and in the southern India will be less, but more or less, most of the Indians will be able to see the solar eclipse. It's a partial solar eclipse, definitely, but yes, you may witness it. And definitely it's a next, like the other day of Deepavali, so Padwa kind of thing. So yeah, definitely it depends how much. And it is in the evening time, so I'm not sure how many of the people will be busy with the pujas and all. But yes, people who will be available do enjoy, but make sure you're using safety measures, a solar goggle, or you are with an expert in your region. So definitely that will help you a lot. Make time every week at least. Don't jump because initially you get motivated and you are inspired, or somehow you just boosted up with this session or this series of session, and you started observing the night sky every week. It's good to start, but remember, consistency is what matters a lot. For a long-term effect on your life, or at least to maintain the interest, you should understand that you should be wise in making decision. that at least 1 or 2 day in every week you will take out time and visit the night sky or visit the library to understand, to read about it, or you will surf internet to study what all we have developed or what all events are coming in the night sky. Like meteor shower is something that is pretty amazing to view. If you can go near the outskirts or near the suburbs, definitely it will be amazing. And we have pretty good meteor showers always. And December is coming closer, so definitely Gemini, we are waiting for it. Select your interest if you want to develop a specific interest. Like I am into astrophotography, I love photography, so I developed interest. I started astronomy with taking photographs of it, and today, yes, I have reached a different kind of level. So you need to understand what is your interest, which you can drag into this field, how you can drag yourself into different fields with your own interest. So suppose if you are a good reader, like you have an habit of reading books, so start reading books first of all. Then you will get curious to know about the night sky practically. So then jump into the night sky. And if you are a experiential learner, go and visit some astronomy club, go and see some events like this, so you will develop interest and then start reading about it, and then you will you may develop interest in that way. Indulge into reading, definitely. This is one thing you need to do. Doesn't matter which field you are taking interest into. Even it is an hobby, yes, you need to read about it. If as a career, definitely you don't have an option for it. Discuss it with the people who are having the similar interest, or who may listen to you, and those kind of things. So it will help you to grow it to a next level. Photography, as I mentioned, definitely it helps, because today most of the people do have phone accessibility. If it's of your parents or your own, doesn't matter, but you have an access to mobile phone. So definitely you can download some applications like Stellarium, wherein you can keep yourself updated. What is going on in the night sky? Where is Jupiter? Where is Saturn? Where is Mars? Because these three planets are visible today. Like in these days, these three planets are visible. So pointing out and finding out in itself will be fun. If you are new to this, definitely it will be fun. To certain extent, may be frustrating if you are in the city, because you won't be having any reference stars to it. But it will be fun to explore and understand, and if possible, photograph it. Photography is also of a different level of skill and interest. I'll show you the way I started into it. Learn something useful, software and application. Like if you are in touch with some of the Astro Club in near you, so you might be knowing there are citizen scientist projects going on of asteroid hunting or for any other other thing. So you can learn software, start developing interest, and way further you can go into a next level. Like if career wise, definitely spectroscopy is something Dr. Banerjee and Anand Hota sir is like for Rad at Home. So definitely these are people who are actively and making students to come into professional astronomy career. So you can go ahead and understand your interest, that what level or what efforts you can put down into this, and learn some softwares, even applications, and have fun with it. Now, why astronomy has become such a big deal in India recently? Because recently, last year, this year, I'll say, Indian government have pushed private sectors to jump into the space industry. And these are the few names, believe me, these are very few names I have mentioned over here. There are many space industries that have jumped as and started as a startup. Agnikul is one of the company which have recently, registered and patented its completely 3D printed rocket engine. So it's a very proud moment for India, definitely. So this is a very good start in the space industry. So definitely it's gonna boom like anything. So make sure you keep in touch with space. Doesn't matter what you are choosing as a career. Even if you are choosing arts, commerce, science, doesn't matter. If you are choosing engineer, understand engineers are required into space. If you are choosing commerce, remember accounting is also done in the space. It's not that it's not done. So definitely your interest may help you in your career, like art people. So if you go for origami, Mission Mangal, I'm pretty sure everyone might have seen. So you have seen how different sectors of expertise is required into space. So space is one field where nothing is left. Doesn't matter which field you are, everything is included into space. Everything is needed into space. All of the things are needed into space because we have to travel in the space, and we are planning to settle on Moon and Mars, to make settlements on Moon and Mars. So definitely we require every expertise possible to make a settlement over there. It's not only the scientist, but every possible way and every support from the experts. So make your interest and understand this is fun. Started with fun. Like I'll just go through some did you know about facts, which will be definitely a fun for you. Let's see what all things you know and which things you didn't knew about. Looking in the night sky, you're looking in the past, right? You know that the light reaches you after a number of years, depending upon the star, the far back it is. So definitely this was fascinating when first I knew about it. When I heard about it, that, actually we are looking in the past. So it's like we are a time traveler kind of a thing. We are already on a spaceship named Earth, right? I'll show you how we say Earth is a spaceship. Shooting star are actually meteorite shower. Definitely, this is something, we were fascinated when we started learning about astronomy. That why meteorite shower is called shooting star, like to tawa tara. Like actually, it is not a tara. It is just a coming into but to the visual, like to our eyes, it feels like there is a star which is moving and which has broken from the. So that is how we started making terms out of it. Technically, it doesn't sound like way it should be, but this is how we have started understanding it. So shooting star is actually a meteorite, that is a rock or a space, a comet debris mostly. That is how we predict which meteorite shower is going to come at what time. And star actually don't twinkle. I'm pretty sure this has been covered in the syllabus. So definitely people who have passed their academics, at least the SSC and all, they know star don't twinkle, and it is just the atmospheric interference that make them twinkle. So this is again something fascinating, that we are taught twinkle twinkle little star, and then we are said that star doesn't twinkle. So that's something that doesn't fit to the logics usually. Star can be of different color. Definitely, we know today, and most of you might be knowing that stars are of newborn baby is of blue color, mid are whites, and the dying ones are red. And apart from that, also we do have colors in some of the neutron star and those kinds of things. Most stars in the night sky are actually bigger than our sun. Yes, this was a thing that definitely kind of created a chaos into the mind, that yes, is it possible that we know sun is almost 1 lakh, Earth can fit inside the sun. So imagine the sun being 1 lakh sun fitting inside Betelgeuse or some other star like UV something. So there are many big stars. So it's amazing to see, and we are thankful that yes, our sun is what it is, because there are thousands of reasons that we are alive today. It's not only one aspect of the space or the the night sky that we look upon. Most stars occur into multiple system, like they are binary system. That yes, I'm pretty sure yesterday you might have learned about binary stars and at least star system. So that was amazing. Thank God we don't have binary star system in our solar system. Otherwise, it would have been a chaos for us. So I'll say 60% of these stars in the night sky are actually binary stars. They are multiple star system, at least binary. They may be triplet also. They may be quadra also. Depends. But yes, like they are at least dual star. They are binary system. Stars don't reflect radiation. Now, this is something will fascinate you. I'll definitely suggest you to go and search for it and study about it, because this is where we say or we refer star as a black object. We don't say star as a colorful object. Like we studied in the school that star is actually of white color. It's not yellow. It's because of the atmospheric interference that we see yellow. But here we are referring star as a black object. Now this is for you to explore why we call sun or a star as a black object. That the sentence itself is self-explanatory, but you guys are new into it or might not be understanding it. So definitely I'll suggest go and read about it. It's really fascinating. You will be amazed to see how the world can be different. So what we see is not actually always that happens. There is always the other side to it. So this is some other side you can explore about the star. It will be amazing. And yes, neutron star is only of 30 kilometers. Yeah, neutron are the most, like neutron star is one of the densest object we know today, apart from black hole, definitely. But yes, it is one of the heaviest object or the heaviest star. It's crazy. It's crazy, definitely. The northern hemisphere has a pole star. This is amazing. We are fortunate enough that we are in the northern hemisphere. So we have a pole star for us as a reference, or, and in photographing, definitely it helps a lot. South Pole doesn't have any star. So they can photograph, but they won't get any star in the center of it. So that is what we know today. And it's amazing because in Hindu mythology, if anyone of you might be knowing, that हम बोलते हैं कि ध्रुव तारा सबसे bright होता है, सबसे चमकता है. ध्रुव तारा means what? Pole star. So this somehow correlates to the Hindu mythology, to a very ancient thing, because today we know pole star is not the brightest object. So does that mean the scriptures were wrong? Maybe or maybe not. But if you go in the past and if you go 12,000 years back in the application, and any of the star application, you will see Vega, the star from Lyra constellation, was actually the pole star. And we know for the fact Vega is a pretty bright star. So this is something amazing to understand, that if the scriptures have mentioned, so are they trying to mention that the scriptures are way beyond, older than what we think? Because 12,000 years ago, definitely Vega was the pole star for Earth. And we know, like most, see, we have a tilt 23.5. So we go from 22 to 24 degree. Every 25,000, 50,000 years, we move. So this is how we have been moving. And if 12,000 years earlier, Vega was the pole star, so definitely it was the brightest star, we can say, in the northern sky. Not on the horizon and the southern, but in the northern sky, definitely it would have been the most brightest star. So are they trying to refer to that pole star, that Dhruva Tara was the brightest? That will be, some questions for you guys to and find it out. Is something what I'm judging is right? I'm just interpreting is right or not. Constellations are always changing. This is one thing, it's very difficult to observe, at least in our lifespan, because it takes, for stars in their lifespan, it's like a year they'll change. For us, it might be thousands of years for changing. Stars are moving, but we don't realize, because as I'll give an example of a moving car. If you're inside a car, if you look at the mountains are moving fast as compared to the road or the trees that are next to your car when you are moving in the, driving a car. So that's how actually constellations are for us. So the planets and the moon, sun that are close to the earth, that are closer to the earth, it seems they are moving, but not the stars with respect to the object. So this is how we have understood, and made interpretation of it. A shooting star could be a satellite also. Yes, this is many times this happens because newbies don't know about it, or general public don't know about it. So we want, to make this thing happen, that everyone should be aware of certain things about the night sky. So if the object is moving without blinking, definitely that's a satellite. And if it's a shooting star, it will be hardly visible for 1 or maximum 2 seconds, not more than that. That is how a shooting star is visible. It doesn't stay as bright or visible for more than second or two. So that is a different, certain distinction you should be knowing about. Definitely, sorry. This is something I'll show, as I mentioned, the Chinese satellite that entered. So I'll just show you a small video wherein, ESA have collected all the photographs or videos from around the India. So this is how we saw. And if anyone have witnessed this, definitely it was a very mesmerizing kind of event. But imagine the amount of disaster would have happened if that objects would have fallen into the areas where, it's densely populated with people. Fortunately, no injuries or no harm was done, at least to the life. And this is something proud moment for every, human being, definitely. So fortunately, we were able to capture. These are only the fuel tanks, not actually the JWST. But yes, from India, it was visible, the fuel tanks that were ejected. So yeah, JWST launched on 25th of December. It was an amazing event, and we have seen today how fascinating and beautiful photographs JWST is taking. And this is something amazing, We were able to discover Uranus in 1781, but Antarctic was discovered in 1820. So we don't know about ourselves, and we have started exploring this space. This is how we are going. And practically we don't know anything about Earth to what extent we know about this space in actuality. So, Earth is not been explored to the extent that we have explored the night sky. So this is also something, fascinating. It's the same way that we explore the entire world around you, but we never explore ourselves. So this is how it happens in every field. You can correlate it with it, and you can understand. This is how it goes. Yes, no one knows why we named our planet as Earth. If you Google it, you will see, the meaning of it, the reference of it, where the name has been taken from. But in reality, we don't know who have actually named it. Like to the planets, we know specific people who have mentioned, or number of people who have, named the planets. But Earth, to that matter, we really don't know to that extent what does it means. This is something fascinating, and definitely I'll require some inputs from you guys. How many of you think, or especially let me be, because here we have kids from 15 to 22. Most of you might have heard from their parents, "Khali kyun baitha hai, kuch to kaam kar, padh le, kuch to kar le." You might have heard.
Yes, sir.
So remember, next time if you hear this from your parents, you can clearly tell them what I'm going to tell you right now. If you're thinking you're sitting still right now, let me be very clear, my dear, you are not. Because our planet is orbiting around the star, that is Sun. So it's traveling at 30 kilometers per second, right? Our planet is traveling, it's revolving around the Sun. And our star is also revolving in the galaxy. We know around the black hole. So it is traveling at 250 kilometers per second. See, I am mentioning per second. Per second. That is the speed we are moving into the space. As I mentioned earlier, I'll tell you, this is the reason that we are into a spaceship already. We are already into spaceship. What makes you think that we are not? That is what a spaceship does. What is a spaceship? Spaceship simply means containing people, and it's traveling into the space. That is what we are. Earth is doing that. We are on the Earth, and Earth is traveling in the space. It's orbiting around the Sun. Sun is orbiting in the Milky Way. Milky Way is traveling in the universe at 600 kilometers per second. So we are already into the spaceship. And we are a time traveler kind of thing, we can say. So since this is how amazing it is, since you might have started reading this, you might have already covered 3,000 kilometers. So if any time in future, now if your parents say you, khali mat bed, you can clearly say them, "Mom, Dad, I'm not sitting still, I'm traveling at say 600 kilometers per second already." What might be the consequences? I'm not responsible for that. I'm definitely not responsible for that. But yes, you can have fun with it, fun with science. "Mom, I'm not sitting idle. I'm already traveling 600 kilometers per second. Can you imagine? 600 kilometers just by sitting idle. That is how fast I am. That will be, I'll say, faster than the Flash, so-called Flash." Yeah, sure. There is no such thing. Yes, this is one thing which is unexplored till date. Science was fascinated about it. Can anyone guess what is this? This is an artistic image. This is not the actual image. Let me be very clear. This is an artistic image by some artist. I've taken it from the Google. Can anyone guess what is this object?
An asteroid.
An asteroid. Okay, that's nice. Actually, it was considered that earlier. Any other inputs? Can anyone guess?
Sir, the thing which come from other solar system.
Yes, exactly. One of you have specially mentioned the name of it. It is called Oumuamua. It is an interstellar object that we know today. Earlier, we thought it was a comet, so we gave a designation of C. Then we found that this is an object without any coma, like it doesn't has any coma. So we designated it as an asteroid. But later on, after studying it, it felt that it is an interstellar object that is not from our solar system. And to the fact, we can't say anything with with a proper proof or conclusion. No, that this is how it is, because it is just an estimation. First of all, it is not easy to study space objects, especially of this size. It's pretty small for a space and for studying, definitely. And in those times we did had. And to the surprise, we didn't even realize when Oumuamua even passed Earth. We were only able to see when we discovered that it already has, it is very close to the sun, and now it's going to, take an orbit around the sun and going to leave our solar system. Many, expedition happened, like at least thoughts about expedition, that we will start following the Oumuamua interstellar object and all those things. This might be a pencil shaped object. Still we are not very sure, but yeah, most of them do accept it, that yes, it is a pencil shaped object, and it has the kind of rotation, revolution and movement it has. It feels like it has been thrown out of the solar system because of some very violent event kind of a thing. Might be two asteroids have collided, or a planet might have disintegrated. Anything may be, possibility can be anything. But yes, till date we don't have technology that we can study such objects in the space if we are unaware of it. That's why the asteroid search campaign, if you see, IASC is so important, because you never know what object you are trying to see. The smallest object can be anything, to that matter. And I'll end up my session over here, guys. Thank you very much. You can stay connected by the social media handle. I'm always available over there. So Amit Raka, my name is Amit Raka. You can follow on Instagram. It's Raka Amit rather than Amit Raka. So you can follow me. You can ask questions you have. And also we have good panel over here. You can definitely ask. Pursue your career with interest. And yes, Q&A can be opened right now.
Sir, can you say your account name of Instagram, please? Again.
Yeah, it's raka.amit, RAKA.AMIT.
Thank you, sir.
Most welcome, dear. And to that fact, I'll just take next 2-3 minutes. Sorry, Somjit. I'll just go through the photographs. As I mentioned earlier, I'll go through some photographs that may fascinate you guys. How beautiful photographs can be taken. So these are some photographs I took in 2016. So this was my first entry-level photography, what I did. Definitely, this was from a DSLR. But you will see the difference between a DSLR and a mobile camera. Definitely, DSLR can capture beautiful images, no doubt about it. But yes, mobile phone is also nevertheless, incomparable. It is also having the capability of capturing the night sky to a very beautiful level. Just keep in mind and see how is my DSLR first image and to what extent I can, get details of the night sky with my mobile phone. So these are a few of the images I took in the 2016. Definitely they are not so good. This was of 2019 again with a DSLR. These are all single images. I haven't entered into the advanced level, or I have not posted the advanced level photograph. But yeah, now what you will be seeing of mobile phone, you will see that is, yes, this is what was captured from a mobile phone, and that too from the city, from a city outskirt. It is not from a very dark skies, but it is from the city outskirt. That's how fascinating, your mobile phone is already, especially the Android phone. Mac may have some restrictions because Apple doesn't gives, ISO platform doesn't gives liberty of pro mode. Today, yes, in the advanced phone, we do have availability, but most of them might be having, if they have iPhone, it might be of older version and you don't have the accessibility to it. Although you can download some applications and to certain extent you can achieve, control over the shutter speed, but still it is very limited. Android phone users are pretty, I'll say lucky one, because you can explore it to a very next level. If you go for the advanced technique, this is how you can see the difference between a single exposure and multiple exposure. This is how large amount of details can be retained into the photograph. And this is mobile photograph. So it is a stacked image. Definitely some advanced technique was used over here. If people are aware of what is stacking, this is how you can attain. And mobile phone, that too from the outskirts of the city. If you can go away from the city, to 30, 40, 50 kilometers where you will get more dark skies, you will get more amazing photographs. And if you're already in the rural India or in the rural place, definitely you are the luckiest one to have these kind of beautiful dark skies. I'll just go through some. I'm pretty sure this video is not available because it's now not in my system. But yes, you can go on my Instagram handle and look over there. What happens when you point your mobile phone towards the North Pole sky, and if you are going into some advanced techniques, so how you can deal with it. These are some objects. This is the winter night sky where I can see the winter circle is there and moon is entering into the winter circle and how it is moving through the winter circle. This is how I try to document everything. Over here, I'm not pointing out everything, but I'll just point out this is Jupiter, this is Saturn, and this is moon. This is how I start tracking, and this is actually the Milky Way. So it is not very clear, but yeah, this is how it looks from my city at least. It's quite light polluted. This is moon halo, a bit not very clear, but a very faint halo was visible. This is actually sun halo. Most of the time we see in the winters, and now winters are going to start after October heat. So definitely keep an eye. Usually around noon only. You will always have this on noon. Around 12 p.m. you will always see if there is proper, cloud and a thin layer of cloud. So definitely you may witness this. Very rare event. It's not very common because it's not maybe like in the cold countries it is pretty common, not in the country like India. But yes, if you're fortunate enough, then definitely photograph and do share with me also. These are some other photographs again from the mobile phone only. Yes, Vaibhav, you want to ask anything?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, please one more time tell the Instagram ID.
I'll do one thing, dear. I'll just drop my Instagram ID in the chat after a while, and then you might be able to connect with me.
Thank you, sir.
This is again from the mobile phone. Don't judge this picture with the clarity because this is just a mobile phone. I have zoomed it in a lot. So this is Mercury, Venus, and moon, crescent moon. This is how beautiful it looks. And we have the same position right now, like last month only or last week, 2 weeks ago, we had these kind of positions where Venus was at the bottom. Then we have over here, we have Mercury and the crescent moon. This is how it went. But this is pretty old photograph. This is not of the recent. This is how I track, I document. So this is even you can start doing it. I don't want to get into a lot, but yeah, this is how you can get into it and start your own journey in the astronomy. Yes. All over to you now.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Lina.
Can I get your mail ID?
Yes, dear. I'll just drop my mail ID also.
Firstly, thank you, sir, for this wonderful presentation. And I'm sure that everyone learned a lot from this session. So now we can move on to our Q&A session. So participants, if you have any questions, you can turn on your mic and ask sir directly, or also you can write in the chat and I will read out the questions.
Yes, thank you, sir. So I had a doubt that you said a fact that when we see in the night sky, we just look into the past. That
Yes.
how it's possible?
That is
Actually,
how.
this is part because of the network issue. Can you explain me, please?
Yes, sure. See, one thing we know today that light travels at a particular speed, like whatever, it's 3 lakh something, but yeah, it's something we know. It has a speed limit to it. So we know that light travels at a particular speed. Even light to reach Earth, it takes 8.5 minutes. Right? Even the sun we are looking, our own sun, we are looking up a sun which is just 8.5 minutes old. We are not looking at the current sun position and light. We are already looking into the past, looking at our own sun. Imagine the stars that are millions and millions of miles away. They are light years away from us. They are literally light years away. Now, what is light year? Light years is the light traveling in 1 year. The distance traveled by light in 1 year is called 1 light year. So the stars are light years away. 7,000 light years, 8,000 light years, 40 light years. They are so far away from us. It takes, like if it is 40 light years away from us, it takes 40 years for light to reach Earth. from that star. If it is 7,000 light years away from us, it will take 7,000 years for the light to reach from that star to our eyes. That's how we are looking into the past. That is how we are traveling. We are traveling into time. We are living present. We are looking into the past, and we are already, deciding our own future. So this is how we can say that we are already traveling into the time. I hope I'm satisfied the question to that extent. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir, in which month we can see zodiacal light from northern hemisphere?
Zodiacal light is something, you need to have very, very, very dark skies. It is not, even I have been hunting for it for a very long time. It's not very easy. It's very difficult. Mostly it is when you see the Milky Way. So it's in the season of winters and the summers, and to the close when it starts to set. But zodiacal light is something, I don't know here from what dark skies you might to see, but yes, you need to have a very dark sky, and to the eyes it's not visible. Let me be very clear, with naked eyes or with unaided eyes you cannot see the zodiacal light.
Sir, I am from third class bottle sky.
Achha. Wow, if you're from third broad, my goodness, you have pretty amazing dark skies then. You might be able to see the Milky Way, I'll say, if you can. You will be definitely be able to see Milky Way with unaided eyes, but it will be just a hazy cloud structure.
Sir, I have seen with unaided eye in black and white.
Oh, that's really nice. So definitely then you can try to spot zodiacal light. It will be perpendicular, like it is on almost 90 degree to the horizon, and you can see that light coming out, kind of.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, most welcome.
Sir, your mail ID.
Yes, I'm mentioning, I'm already mentioned, I'm looking for my Instagram ID because I'm looking for the link, or rather I'll do one thing, I'll directly drop the Instagram.
Good morning, Amit ji.
Yes, very good morning, Saji.
Sorry for the delay joining.
Yeah.
My question is related to bottle scale of the sky.
Yes.
How can we can differentiate different skies? On what basis?
Actually, for this, you should either download application Dark Skies, or you can simply search on the Google, which will specify that what is the broader sky of your location. You can simply put on the location, or if you want to travel at particular location, you can even find out that what is the broader sky of that particular location. So as per the dark night skies, and there are many applications for the mobile phones, and also on the Google you can find it.
Okay, thank you. And can a constellation decides the scale of the sky?
Yes, definitely. That can define, because the stars, the magnitude of the stars you are able to see from a particular location decides that. But technically, it is not a very sound thing to be understood by every person. But yes, it is possible to make.
Okay, thank you very much.
Most welcome.
So Mahat Ninda Rao in the chat have asked, sir, what is Oumuamua? I missed out on that part. So if you can
put some
light on the topic.
Okay, definitely. I'll just again briefly introduce what is Oumuamua. Oumuamua is an interstellar object that we know for today. Earlier, when we saw it, we thought it is a comet, like a comet from the Oort cloud, which is traveling in the inner solar system, and it will travel back to the outer, like the Oort cloud. But as it came near to the sun, we realized that it is not having a coma, to the fact we know today that every comet should have a coma to it. So it didn't have coma. So we thought it might be an asteroid. But when it passed the sun and we started, exploring and we were studying it, we found out that it may be, still it's not 100% sure that it is an interstellar object. Maybe, but it is some interplanetary system. It is traveling from outer solar system. That is what we can mostly predict as per its path, as per the intensity it's traveling, and the way it is moving. The way it is moving, it's not like very straightforward. It's moving in a very violent way. So if I consider this pen as the Oumuamua, so it is not only traveling this way, but it is moving in a very different, it doesn't have a specific thing One time it will move like this, other time it will move like this. So this especially shows how violently it might have, disintegrated from its mother, some if it's a planet or it's an asteroid or some space object, it has violently been ripped off out of it and it has been thrown out into the outer space. And we don't know to the fact from how many years or from how many thousands of years this object might be traveling into the space. So this is how fascinating it is. Even to one time, people thought that we might be able to track and catch the Oumuamua, but it is not practically possible, and it's waste of a lot of efforts and money especially. Yes. Tushar, yes, you can go ahead and ask question in Hindi. It's perfectly fine. हिंदी सभी को आती है यहाँ पे मोस्टली.
थैंक यू सर. आई एम ऑडिबल?
यस यस, आप ऑडिबल हो, बताइए.
हाँ, मेरा ये सवाल है कि जैसे आपने पहले बताया कि उत्तरी ध्रुव का जो तारा है 12,000 साल पहले या 15,000 साल पहले वो अलग था और अभी अलग है और आने वाले समय में अलग हो जाएगा. तो उससे रिलेटेड मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि अंतरिक्ष में अगर समझो एक अंतरिक्ष यान धरती से मंगल ग्रह या फिर यूरोपा इस तरह के कुछ दूसरी जगह पे जा रहा हो तो वो दिशा कैसे तय करेगा? मतलब कि अंतरिक्ष में तो सब कुछ एक जैसा ही दिखाई देता है. धरती पे तो क्या बोलते हैं कंपास होते हैं, उत्तर ध्रुव दक्षिण ध्रुव की मदद से भी हम लोग को दिशा पता कर सकते हैं और सूर्य का और चंद्र का एंगल पाए करके भी पता कर सकते हैं. लेकिन अंतरिक्ष में तो सब कुछ एक जैसा ही दिखाई देता है. हम कहाँ पे आगे बढ़ रहे हैं या पीछे जा रहे हैं, दाएं जा रहे बाएं जा रहे, कुछ पता नहीं चलता. एक ही जगह पे स्थित है इस तरह से लगता है. तो वो कैसे पता करेंगे? क्योंकि कभी कंप्यूटर का सिस्टम से अभी सब कुछ होता है, कभी कभी कंप्यूटर सिस्टम भी क्या बोलते हैं एक खराब हो जाते हैं या फिर ऐसा कुछ हो जाता है तो अभी प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. तो कैसे करेंगे वो बता सकते हैं?
बहुत ही उम्दा सवाल पूछा है, बहुत ही सही भी बताया है. अगर आप देखो ये एक सच्चाई है कि हम स्पेस में ये नहीं बता सकते वेयर इज नॉर्थ, वेयर इज साउथ एंड विच इज अप और विच इज डाउन. डेफिनेटली ये बात सभी ने ध्यान में रखनी है. स्पेस में हमें नहीं पता ऊपर क्या होता है, नीचे क्या होता है. हम स्पेस में ट्रैवल करते हैं विद रेफरेंस स्टार, दैट इज समथिंग नोन एज रेफरेंस स्टार. हम स्टार्स को रेफर करते हुए हम हमारा पाथ डिसाइड करते हैं. और भी बहुत सारी चीजें होती है जैसे ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स है, ग्रेविटेशनल हम कोशिश करते हैं एक पाथवे फॉलो करने की जहाँ पे ग्रेविटेशनल पुल सबसे कम हो विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दैट प्लैनेट, ताकि हमको उसका फोर्स के ऊपर ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट ना करना पड़े. उसका एक अपना आप एक पाथ रहता है. अगर आप थोड़ा एक स्टडी करो सो वो अपने आप में एक बहुत ही अलग स्टडी है. आप एक सोलर सिस्टम का एक पाथवे और वो पाथवे चेंज होता रहता है बिकॉज हम प्लैनेट्स मूव हो रहे हैं. सो एक पर्टिकुलर डिस्टेंस के बाद में आपका ग्रेविटेशनल पुल कम हो जाता है एक प्लैनेट का. सो हम वो पाथ को अपनाते हैं. जब हमको स्लिंग शॉट लेना है तो हम ग्रेविटी के अंदर जाएंगे. जब हमको अवॉइड करना है किसी या फिर फोर्स कम लगनी चाहिए तो हम अवॉइड करते हैं ग्रेविटेशनल पुल. और जैसे आप बता रहे कि रेफरेंस स्टार, सो आप इमेजिन कीजिए हमारा जो सबसे ओल्डेस्ट या सबसे पहला ये है, वैभव आई कम टू यू, जस्ट वेट फॉर अ व्हाइल. हमारा जो सबसे पहला स्पेसशिप है या फिर सबसे पहला एक रोबोट है जो हमने स्पेस में भेजा है वो है वॉयेजर 1. वॉयेजर 1 को भेजे हमको सिर्फ अभी 42 साल हुए हैं, 42 इयर्स ही हुए हैं. और इतने सालों में, इतने कम समय में हमारी कॉन्स्टेलेशंस चेंज नहीं होती है, हमारा नॉर्थ पोल्स चेंज नहीं होता है. और आप ये भी समझिए कि हम यूनिवर्स को 3D में पूरी तरह आज हमने बना चुके हैं. सो अगर मुझे यहाँ से मेरा नॉर्थ पोल स्टार ये डायरेक्शन में दिख रहा है, सो जरूरी नहीं है प्लूटो से भी मुझे वही दिखेगा. सो ये अपने आप में एक बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स स्टडी है. आपके लिए वो चेंज होता रहेगा. सो ये कंप्यूटर ही यूजुअली जज करता है कि हम अभी कहाँ हैं और उस डिस्टेंस से मुझे वो कॉन्स्टेलेशन कैसा दिखेगा. हो सकता है ओरायन जो आपको यहाँ से दिख रहा हो प्लूटो से थोड़ा कुछ अलग दिखे. जैसा आज हम जानते हैं वॉयेजर 1 and 2 हैज लेफ्ट आवर सोलर सिस्टम. सो जब हम बात कर रहे हैं कि सोलर सिस्टम को वो छोड़ चुका है तो वो इतनी दूरी पे है कि उसको वो कॉन्स्टेलेशन वैसे दिख ही नहीं रहे हो जैसे हमें एक्चुअली अर्थ पे से दिखते हैं. सो ये एक 3D इमेज हम बना चुके हैं, उसका डिस्टेंस हम कैलकुलेट कर चुके हैं. तो उसकी मदद से हमें यूजुअली स्पेस में पता चलता है कि हमें जाना कहाँ है और हम जा कहाँ रहे हैं. यस वेब.
Sir, when I am seeing sun from my home, then I am seeing in east. Sir, when I'm going toward west, then I'm seeing the sun in the northwest.
यहाँ पे कुछ थोड़ी सी गड़बड़ हो रही है शायद, बिकॉज सन कभी नॉर्थ में नहीं जा सकता। हाँ, हमारे इसमें अगर आप देखोगे उत्तरायण और दक्षिणायन होता है। सो व्हेन सन इज ट्रैवलिंग टुवर्ड्स द नॉर्थ एंड टुवर्ड्स द साउथ, सो इक्वेटर को पास करके
Sir, when I am living currently in Patna. Sir, when I'm going in Gorakhpur, then I'm seeing in morning sun, then it rises from northwest, and Patna it is rising from east.
ओके सो कुछ तो शायद ओके वैभव एक काम कीजिएगा, नेक्स्ट टाइम आप जब भी जाओगे तो देख लीजिएगा आपका ईस्ट किधर है, बिकॉज सी हम अर्थ रोटेट कर रहा है, सनराइज और सनसेट हमें दिखता है बिकॉज ऑफ द रोटेशन ऑफ द अर्थ, नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ द मूवमेंट ऑफ द सन। ये हमारे माइथोलॉजी में हम बिलीव करते थे कि सन की मूवमेंट की वजह से हमको सनराइज सनसेट दिखता है, बट लेटर ऑन जैसे ही हमको धीरे धीरे पता चला कि सन इज द सेंटर ऑफ द सोलर सिस्टम एंड नॉट द अर्थ, एंड अर्थ इज रोटेटिंग, सो अर्थ इज रोटेटिंग फ्रॉम वेस्ट टू ईस्ट, बिकॉज ऑफ विच वी सी ऑल द मूवमेंट इन द स्काई फ्रॉम ईस्ट टू वेस्ट। ये एक सबसे बड़ी चीज है जो आपने समझनी है। अगर किसी को पता हो तो अच्छी बात है, और किसी को नहीं पता हो सो आप इसके बारे में थोड़ा स्टडी कीजिएगा। बिकॉज ऑफ द रोटेशन, हमारा अर्थ का रोटेशन है वेस्ट टू ईस्ट, इसलिए हमें सब चीजें दिखती है मूव होते हुए ईस्ट टू वेस्ट। सो ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा बेटा कि हमारा कोई ऑब्जेक्ट वेस्ट से उगेगा और ईस्ट में सेट होगा, अनलेस एंड अनटिल वो हमारा कोई आर्टिफिशियल ऑब्जेक्ट हो। बट यस, दिस इज हाउ नॉर्मली द स्काई मूव्स, बिकॉज फॉर अस ऑल द ऑब्जेक्ट्स आर स्टेशनरी, जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द मूवमेंट हमको ऐसा लगता है कि वो ईस्ट से वेस्ट जा रहे हैं। आप इसके लिए एक और चीज कर सकते हो वैभव, आप एक कोई एप्लीकेशन डाउनलोड कर सकते हो जो आपको बताएगा कि आपका स्काई किधर, आप कौन सी डायरेक्शन में देख रहे हो। और एक और चीज बता दूं, जैसा आप अगर कन्याकुमारी में आज उठकर देखोगे कि सन किधर से उग रहा है, और वही आप अगर कश्मीर में चले जाओ तो आपको मेजर डिफरेंस नहीं दिखेगा, बहुत स्लाइट डिफरेंस दिखेगा आपको उसका मूवमेंट का, एंड बिलीव मी आप आपके आंखों से उसको ट्रैक नहीं कर।
Sir, when I'm going from home to school, then I can also measure the difference in the position of sun. Sir, when I'm going, when I'm thinking east, north, east, southeast. Then I'm going in the school. Then I'm seeing that is in northeast.
Okay. Now I understood your question. You mentioned rise. So rise made your question totally different. So आप बता रहे हो, you are trying to say कि movement जो सन का है वो आप गौर कर रहे हो। So yes, हाँ, movement of the sun होता है जब आप उसको दक्षिणायन में देखोगे तो वो ईस्ट साउथ ईस्ट से वो नॉर्थ वेस्ट में जाएगा। सो उसका डायरेक्शन अलग अलग होता है। सो यस, वो मूवमेंट अगर आप ट्रैक करते हो तो यस, इट इज नाइस टू ऑब्जर्व, और बहुत अच्छी बात है आप ऑब्जर्व करते हो। सो आप इसको ऑब्जर्व करते रहिए कि उत्तरायण में हमारा सूरज उगता कहाँ से है और ढल कहाँ पे रहा है। सो उसका मूवमेंट आपको हेल्प करेगा टू ट्रैक द प्लैनेट्स। अगर आप सन एंड मून को ट्रैक कर सकते हो विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू योर लोकेशन, बिकॉज सन और मून के 5 डिग्री एंगल में ही आपको पूरे प्लैनेट्स मिलेंगे, नॉट मोर देन दैट, सिर्फ 5 डिग्री प्लेन में ही। तो आपको अगर पता है कि सन मेरा ये एंगल से वो एंगल पे सेट हो रहा है, सो आपको प्लैनेट्स ट्रैक करने में भी बहुत आसानी होगी।
Amit ji, with your permission and organizer permission, so can I share some pole stars of planets in the solar system with your permission?
विजय जी, आपका आवाज कट रहा है, आप जो बोल रहे हैं
sir, can I share the pole stars of the planets? Yeah. Just before Amit ji बोल रहे थे बच्चों के लिए, I made it some points on pole stars of each planets in our solar system.
Wow, that's really nice.
So, with your permission, can I go ahead?
बिल्कुल sir, बिल्कुल share कीजिए. And see, he is providing a very good information. It will be amazing to explore what pole star. And I'm really getting curious. What is the pole star for Uranus? Because Uranus has 90-degree tilt. Like it's not 90-87, but yeah, it's having 90-degree tilt.
For Earth, North Pole Star is Dhruva Nakshatra. We can call it as Dhruva, North Polaris. And South Pole Star is usually we know as Sigma Octantis. Octane is constellation in the southern part of the sky. The Sigma is the Greek name. Sigma Octantis is the South Pole Star of our Earth. This is first. And followed by Venus. North Pole is 42 Draconis, and South Pole Star is Eta Doradus. Are you audible? मेरी बात पहुंच रही है ना?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay, next one, Mars. The pole star, North Pole Star is Deneb plus Southern. Deneb and Southern are the North Pole Stars of the Mars. And South Pole Star of Mars is Kappa Doradus. And the next one, Jupiter, North Pole Star is Zeta Draconis or Draconis. And the South Pole Star of Jupiter is Delta Doradus. And the next one, Saturn, North Pole Star is Northern region of Cepheus. युधिष्ठिर बोलते हैं ना, वो कॉन्स्टेलेशन में आता है. And South Pole Star of...
एक मिनट, आप पहले से बोल सकते हैं क्योंकि मेरा नेटवर्क इश्यू है अब. प्लीज
सर, अगर आपके पास टेक्स्ट होगा तो आप क्या कीजिए, चैट बॉक्स में डाल दीजिए, या फिर अगर आपका कोई ऑलरेडी पोस्ट होगा फेसबुक या सोशल मीडिया पे जहाँ पे आपने ये लिस्ट मेंशन की है, तो आप वो भी लिंक डाल सकते हैं, ताकि बच्चे जो मिस आउट कर जाते हैं वो भी उसको प्रॉपर्ली नोट डाउन कर लें.
ओके, आई विल डू दैट. थैंक यू.
Manish, you wanted to say something or it's okay?
Amit ji, you asked about Uranus, North Pole Star.
Definitely.
That is Eta Ophiuchus. Sabik is the name. Eta Ophiuchus.
Acha, Eta Ophiuchus. Oh.
And South Pole Star is 15th Orionis. 15th Orionis.
Orionis. Oh, I'll definitely explore this. It will be so amazing to see these things as a North Pole Star and how the sky movement. See guys, ये बहुत ही अच्छी बात सर ने बताई है. आप अब ये धीरे धीरे आएगा. मैं ये उम्मीद नहीं करूंगा कि आपको ये पूरी तरह एक ही बार में समझने लगे. बट डेफिनेटली आप इमेजिन कीजिए कि आप मेरे एक इंस्टाग्राम आईडी पे जाके देख सकते हैं, जहाँ पे मैंने बताया है कि नॉर्थ पोल स्टार के आजू बाजू स्टार्स किस तरह से मूव होते हैं अगर हम उसको एक लॉन्ग एक्सपोजर फोटोग्राफी या फिर स्टैकिंग के थ्रू करते हैं. तो आप इमेजिन कीजिए वो स्टार के आसपास आपको वैसा मूवमेंट देखने मिलेगा. सो जैसे अभी सर ने बताया कि 15 ओरियस जो हमारे यूरानस पे है, सो आप इमेजिन कीजिए वो स्टार के आसपास आपको बॉकीज कॉन्स्टेलेशंस आपको घूमते हुए दिखेंगे. सो अपने आप में ये इमेजिन करने में ही आपको बहुत मजा भी आएगा और अच्छा भी लगेगा. सो डेफिनेटली गो एंड एक्सप्लोर दिस. तुषार, यू हैड अ क्वेश्चन. यस, गो अहेड फॉर दैट. तुषार.
Sir, I have question. Sir, I'm Vaibhav.
Yes, Tushar.
Sir, we tell to Vijay sir that he can mention his Instagram ID to check out his notes.
Yes. He is mentioning. He is forwarding the text or the link if he has. Yes, Tushar.
हेलो सर जी, जैसे आपने पहले बताया था कि अगर आप शहरों में है या गांव में है तो वो चेक करने के लिए आप सॉफ्टवेयर है ऐसा कुछ बताया था. अगर पॉसिबल हो तो उसकी लिंक वगैरह आप शेयर कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि एक ही नाम से है क्या
ओके चलेगा. मैं लिंक शेयर करता हूँ आपका जो.
थैंक यू. और भी मेरे एक दो सवाल थे लेकिन अभी मैं भूल गया बीच में ये बोलने की वजह से.
कोई बात नहीं. यस, बिल्कुल.
Okay, so we also have two questions from our YouTube chat. So some Sriram have asked in YouTube, sir, how to become astronomer, and also Shomodip Mukherjee have asked, I have a question regarding smartphone software Deep Sky Camera. If you have used it or using it, can you share how far it has developed recently?
डार्क स्काईज डेफिनेटली इट इज़ वेरी नाइस सॉफ्टवेयर. एक्चुअली मैं उसी को ज़्यादातर रेफर करके मेरी एस्ट्रो फोटोग्राफी के लिए बाहर जाता हूँ सर. एंड वो एक अच्छा सॉफ्टवेयर है. आपको वो एक टेंटेटिव आइडिया देगा. मैं ये नहीं बोलूँगा कि वो आपको 100% आइडिया देगा कि आपका स्काई कैसा है, बट एक टेंटेटिव आइडिया आपका आ जाता है कि डार्क स्काईज कैसी है, आपके सिटी से कौन से एरिया में आप जाओगे तो रहेगा. और टू वेरी ग्रेट एक्सटेंट सर सॉफ्टवेयर बहुत एक्यूरेट है, बिकॉज आज हमारे पास सैटेलाइट टेक्नोलॉजीज है जिसकी वजह से हम ट्रैक कर पाते हैं कि कौन से सिटी में या कौन से एरिया में लाइट पोल्यूशन कितना होता है रात में. तो डेफिनेटली बहुत ही अच्छे सॉफ्टवेयर है, और अगर आप प्लान आउट करते हो एस्ट्रो फोटोग्राफी के लिए या फिर इवन कोई नाइट्स का इवेंट के लिए, तो ज़रूर ये चीज़ें फॉलो करना चाहिए। कुछ एक स्पेसिफिक स्टेप्स होते हैं ताकि आपका इवेंट भी अच्छा रहे, आपकी नाइट भी अच्छी रहे। तो आप फाइंड आउट कर सकते हो आपके एरिया के आसपास सबसे डार्केस्ट स्पॉट कौन सा होता है। यस अंकुश, अनुष, हाँ सॉरी मनीष, पहला क्वेश्चन क्या था, मैं वो भूल गया, मुझे सर का याद।
The first question was, sir, how to become astronomers?
एस्ट्रोनॉमर, अब डिपेंड करता है ये जो पूछ रहा है उनकी उम्र क्या है। अगर इनकी उम्र ऐसी है जो स्कूल में है, सो डेफिनेटली फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल स्टार्ट डेवलपिंग इंटरेस्ट इनटू इट, ताकि आप उसमें परस्यू कर सको अपना करियर। ट्राई टू रीड अबाउट इट। आज कौन सी फील्ड्स है स्पेस में, जैसे मैंने स्पेसिफाई किया है कि there is not a single field which can say that only this is what is is space all about. Space is about everything. आप अपने आप में स्पेस का कर सकते हो। जैसे जरूरी नहीं है कि आप अगर इंजीनियर हो तो ही आप स्पेस में जा सकते हो, या फिर and to the very fact, if you want to become an astronaut, you are not supposed, you don't have specific degree for it. You need to be a biologist or geologist, because these are the people who go into the space and try to understand वहाँ की लाइफ कैसी है, वहाँ की ऑर्गेनिक लाइफ कैसी है। सो मोस्टली बायोलॉजिस्ट आर द पीपल और बॉटनिस्ट आर द पीपल हु गो इनटू देयर। लाइक बॉटनिस्ट इसलिए जाते हैं ताकि वो स्टडी कर सके कि हम वहाँ पे क्या क्या उगा पाएंगे, क्या कर सकेंगे। सो या डेफिनेटली एक अपने आप में एक बहुत वास्ट फील्ड है स्पेस। आप उसमें ये नहीं बोल सकते मैं एस्ट्रोनॉट कैसे बनूं, तो ये चाहिए। जैसा अगर रॉकेट फ्लाई करना है तो डेफिनेटली कोई एविएशन से वो बंदा उठाएंगे जिसको ऑलरेडी एक्सपीरियंस हो, एंड स्पेशली दी फाइटर जेट्स जो M1, M2, M3 या बियॉन्ड दैट जो प्लेन्स चला चुके हो, बिकॉज दे नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द जी फोर्स वहाँ पे कितनी ज़्यादा जाती है। सो देर आर लॉट मेनी थिंग्स टू बी एक्सप्लोर्ड। आप किसी एक्सपर्ट को कंसल्ट कीजिए जो आपके आसपास हो, पर्सनली जाके उनसे मिलिए, मुझे अगर एस्ट्रोनॉट बनना है तो मैं क्या क्या कर सकता हूँ, कर सकती हूँ। एंड यस, और ये काफ़ी यंग एज रहेगा अगर आप स्कूल से ही सर्च करना शुरू कर दो, ताकि आपको बहुत सारी चीज़ें क्लियर हो। क्योंकि लिए ज़रूरी नहीं है कि एस्ट्रोनॉट बनना ही आपका एम हो लाइफ में। आप भले अभी सोच रहे हो, बट हो सकता है फ्यूचर में जाके आप रॉकेट्स बनाना शुरू करें। बीइंग इनटू अ कॉमर्स फील्ड, यू कैन बी अ बिजनेसमैन। यू कैन ब्रिंग कलेक्टिवली द माइंड्स हु आर इनटू एस्ट्रोनॉमी एंड ट्राई टू मेक योर ओन कंपनी। सो इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी कि आप किसी एक स्पेसिफिक फील्ड को ही बोल सकते हो, एंड यू कैन रीच आउट टू स्पेस टू दैट मैटर at any stage of your life. Yes.
Sir.
So I would love to ask you to ask a question. Ask his or her question.
Okay.
Sir, can you recommend one book for night sky?
मैंने अभी एक लिंक मेंशन की है जो आपका लाइट पोल्यूशन मैप है, वो आपको स्पेसिफाई करेगा।
Sir, book for night sky. What you can see for night sky.
स्टेलेरियम बोल के एक सॉफ्टवेयर आता है, वो लैपटॉप में या मोबाइल फोन में आप डाउनलोड कर सकते हो, ताकि नाइट स्काई आपको पता चले कि कैसा होता है, क्या होता है। एंड देयर आर मेनी अदर एप्लीकेशंस आल्सो। स्काई नाइट है, काफी सारे एप्लीकेशंस। एंड्रॉइड पे तो आपको होना जितने एप्लीकेशंस मिल जाएंगे अलग अलग, बहुत मजेदार भी होते हैं। यस मनीष, इट्स अपॉन यू, हाउ मेनी क्वेश्चंस टू बी टेकन?
Okay, so I see Anshu is not asking. I don't know why. So Tushar, do you have? Okay.
Sir, now I'm asking. Actually, I stopped asking because of the Vaibhav. He started his question. So my question is, sir, as you said that stars have one star have a specific color.
Yes.
And I googled some days before that our sun changes colors from planet to planet. Actually, from our Earth's atmosphere, it looks like yellow. And I googled it on Mars. It looks like blue. And other planets like Uranus, Neptune, which are far away, it looks green, and other color like fusion of two colors, like green and blue, red and orange.
Yes,
like this, I googled it, so I had a doubt that like single star has multiple colors.
Okay, that's very good.
Can I tell?
Just Vaibhav, give us a minute. Anush, as you have answered your own question in your talk only, you have already answered your question. You have specially mentioned that on every planet the star colors is different because of the atmosphere. आपने खुद ने ही खुद का जवाब आप दे चुके हो इसमें। दिस इज व्हाट इट मीन्स। आपके एटमॉस्फेयर की वजह से और आपके डिस्टेंस की वजह से यू नो दिस वो स्टार का कलर चेंज होगा। बिकॉज सन हमें पता है आज एक व्हाइट स्टार है, इट इज अ व्हाइट डॉफ, नॉट अ व्हाइट डॉफ बट इट्स अ व्हाइट स्टार वी कैन से। और जब व्हाइट लाइट हम प्रिज्म के थ्रू डालते हैं तो हमको उसके अलग अलग वेवलेंथ मिलते हैं डिफरेंट एंगल्स पे। सो अगर आप अर्थ पे भी देखोगे तो आपको सनराइज के समय सन रेड दिखेगा, थोड़ी देर बाद आपको ऑरेंज दिखेगा, उसके बाद येलो दिखेगा, और जब सर के ऊपर रहेगा तब आपको व्हाइट दिखेगा। सो दिस इज व्हाट, दिस इज ऑल इट सेज कि हमारा एटमॉस्फेयर जो है प्रिज्म की तरह काम कर रहा है। सेम थिंग हैपेंस ऑन मार्स, सेम थिंग माइट बी हैपनिंग ऑन प्लूटो, बिकॉज एक थिन एटमॉस्फेयर भी रहा और एक पर्टिकुलर एंगल पे आप रहते हो, सो डेफिनेटली आपको डिफरेंट वेवलेंथ देखने को मिलती है लाइट की। सो आपका जवाब आप ही ने दे दिया है इसमें, सो यस। और
मेरा एक और सवाल है,
हाँ,
क्या आप मेंशन किया कि एस्ट्रोनॉमर बनने के लिए या बायोलॉजिस्ट या जियोलॉजिस्ट बनना चाहिए?
हाँ,
पर मैं तो क्या गूगल किया, इसीलिए सब कुछ फील्ड क्या फिजिक्स का फील्ड चाहिए या मैथ्स एमपीसी ऐसे वाला फील्ड चाहिए। मुझको फुल कंफ्यूजन आ रहा है अब क्या कैसा फील्ड चूज करना चाहिए अब एस्ट्रोनॉमर बनने के लिए।
There is a difference between an astronaut and an astronomer. See, अभी जो आप फिजिक्स करोगे उस पे से आप बैक एंड पे हेल्प कर रहे हो। जैसा अभी तुषार जी ने एक बार बीच में पूछा था कि हम कैसे लोकेट करेंगे कि हम कहाँ जा रहे हैं स्पेस में। सो सपोज आपकी वो स्टडी आप कर रहे हो, आप फिजिक्स किया है, आपने मास्टरी की है और आपने उसमें मास्टरी इस चीज में की है कि स्टार लोकेशन हम कैसे करते हैं। तो वहां पे आपका फिजिक्स काम आएगा कि हम रॉकेट को रीलोकेट कैसे करें, हम हमारे स्पेस शटल को मूव ऑन कैसे करें। जैसा फॉर एग्जांपल वोएजर 1 है, हम वोएजर 1 का डिसाइड कैसा कर रहे हैं कि हमने कौन से डायरेक्शन में भेजना है और वो अभी कहाँ पे है। सो ये सब काम बैक एंड पे भी होता है। एंड डोंट ऐसा सोचिए मत कि अगर आप एस्ट्रोनॉट नहीं बनते हैं तो आपको कोई क्रेडिट नहीं मिलेगा या आप कुछ काम नहीं कर रहे हो बड़ा। बिलीव मी, एस्ट्रोनॉट सिर्फ एक फ्रंट एंड होता है, जिस तरह मूवीज में एक्टर्स फ्रंट एंड होते हैं, उनसे ज्यादा कहीं इंपॉर्टेंट काम बैकग्राउंड में काफी बड़े बड़े लोग कर रहे होते हैं। सो उसी तरह हमारे स्पेस इंडस्ट्री में भी ऐसा है, एस्ट्रोनॉट सिर्फ एक फ्रंट एंड पे दिखाई देते हैं, बॉस बैकग्राउंड में बहुत लोग हैं जो अपना फुल ऑन एफर्ट्स डाल रहे हैं और जिनकी वजह से एस्ट्रोनॉट्स आज सक्सेसफुली अगर जाकर आते हैं तो पूरा एक टीम वर्क होता है, एक डेडिकेटेड टीम वर्क होता है। अगर आप मिशन मंगल में भी देखते हो तो वहां पे आपने देखा है कि वो टीम वर्क किस तरह करते हैं। सो एस्ट्रोनॉट बनने के लिए अलग चीजें होती है, एस्ट्रोनॉमर बनने के लिए या स्पेस इंडस्ट्री में जाने के लिए आपको बहुत सारी फील्ड अवेलेबल है। और यहाँ पे अबिड़ चौधरी, मैंने इस चीज का अभी ही आंसर किया था कि हम बेसिक्स टिप क्या हम एस्ट्रोनॉट कैसे बन सकते हैं। सो अगर आप एज आपका मैटर करता है सबसे ज्यादा, तो आप अगर अभी स्कूल में हो या फिर 11th-12th में हो, सो अच्छी बात है, आप अभी से एक्सप्लोर करना शुरू कीजिए कि आप कौन से, बिकॉज एस्ट्रोनॉट में भी कोई स्पेसिफिक फील्ड नहीं है। जैसा आप अगर एविएशन इंडस्ट्री में जाते हो तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने एविएशन में कोर्स कर लिया और आपको इमीडिएटली स्पेस में एंट्री मिल गई। नो माय डियर, आफ्टर years and years ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस आपको लिया जाता है एज एन एस्ट्रोनॉट। आप इनएक्सपीरियंस पीपल को नहीं किया जाता है। सो आपकी ही इंडस्ट्री में आपको पहले बहुत साल काम करना पड़ेगा और आपके रिजल्ट्स के ऊपर, आपके इंटरेस्ट के ऊपर, आपके एफर्ट्स के ऊपर ही वो डिसाइड करेंगे कि आपको एज ए एस्ट्रोनॉट बनाना है। जैसा मैंने बताया कि वन ऑफ द एग्जाम्पल इज बायोलॉजिस्ट। तो सपोज आपने बायोलॉजिस्ट का कोर्स कर लिया एंड आप बोलते हो कि मुझे एस्ट्रोनॉट बनना है, नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता है। यू हैव टू प्रूव योरसेल्फ कि आप अगर मेरे ऊपर $1 million खर्च कर रहे हो, सो मैं आपको कुछ वर्थ वाइल ला कर दूंगा या दूंगी स्पेस में से। दिस इज व्हाट, सी, स्पेस कंपनीज आर इन्वेस्टिंग thousands and thousands of crores rupees just to send a 1 person into the space. So imagine कीजिए उनको कितना ट्रस्टवर्दी बंदा लगेगा या बंदी लगेगी जिसका उतना नॉलेज होना चाहिए। सो स्टार्ट डेवलपिंग, डोंट गो इनटू द फेज लाइक अगर मैं बायोलॉजिस्ट बन ली तो मेरा एस्ट्रोनॉट बनना पक्का है। नो, यू हैव टू वर्क डे एंड डे नाइट, यू हैव टू वर्क लाइक एनीथिंग, then only you might have stand chance. Might, see, मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि मिलेगा ही, you might still you have chances because at least इंडिया में अगर हम कंसिडर करें we are 1.5 crores, so definitely good for you.
सर एक सवाल है कि हमारे एस्ट्रोनॉमी फील्ड में जो तरीका है कि एस्ट्रोनॉट, एस्ट्रोनॉमर, एस्ट्रोफिजिक्स, एस्ट्रोबायोलॉजिस्ट, इतने सारे फील्ड्स है ना सर, इन सब में बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग फील्ड क्या होता है?
ये डिपेंड करेगा बेटा आपके इंटरेस्ट पे या आपकी आपके स्किल्स पे कि आपकी स्ट्रेंथ क्या है, आपका स्ट्रेंथ अगर मैथ है सो डेफिनेटली फिजिक्स आपके लिए बहुत अच्छा रहेगा। आपका स्ट्रेंथ अगर बायोलॉजी है सो आप बायोलॉजी साइड में जा सकते हैं। अगर आपका स्ट्रेंथ पैसा है जहाँ पे आप आंकड़ों को बहुत अच्छे से ध्यान में रख सकते हो सो यू कैन गो इनटू द फाइनेंस ऑफ इट। अगर आप काफी अच्छे आर्टिस्ट हो सो यू कैन गो फॉर ओरिगैमी, जहाँ पे आप एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हो ओरिगैमी को, बिकॉज ओरिगैमी इज ऑल्सो वेरी बिग एंड अनटच्ड फील्ड इनटू द स्पेस। मैं अनटच्ड नहीं बोलूंगा बट यस टू द एक्सटेंट इंडियंस यस इट इज स्टिल अनटच्ड टू अ वेरी लार्ज एक्सटेंट। सो ओरिगैमी भी एक ऐसी चीज होती है जो आप आर्ट्स में रहकर भी कर सकते हो। मनीष, अगर आपको आपत्ति ना, हाँ, सो अगर टाइम ज्यादा हो रहा है तो हम इसके लिए कोई एक स्पेसिफिक सेशन भी रख सकते हैं आफ्टर द वीक, या फिर आप डिसाइड कर लीजिए लास्ट 1-2 क्वेश्चंस। 11:30 तक आई एम अवेलेबल मोस्टली, आई एम ओके विद इट।
एक्सक्यूज मी सर।
यस लीना।
सर ऐसे कोई अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं है क्या 12th क्लास के स्टूडेंट के लिए जो स्पेस नासा या फिर इसरो वहाँ पे विजिट कर सके?
विजिट तो आप वैसे भी कर सकते हो बेटा, ऐसा कोई नहीं होता है इसमें। आज के तारीख में तो सिर्फ इफ यू हैव मनी यू कैन गो टू नासा, इफ यू हैव मनी यू कैन इवन विजिट इसरो। बट अगर आप स्कॉलरशिप में जाते हो तो वो अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा अचीवमेंट होता है, बिकॉज वहां पर आपने मेहनत की है और अपने खुद के दम पर, अपने खुद के टैलेंट पे आपने वो स्कॉलरशिप जीती है नासा या इसरो जाने की। सो बहुत सारे एग्जाम्स होते हैं जैसा होमी बाबा है, या बहुत प्राइवेट एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट भी है जहाँ पे वो मेरे हिसाब से फाइनल स्टेज पे आपको विजिट भी कराते हैं इसरो वगैरह। सो डेफिनेटली यू कैन गो फॉर इट। you can go either of it, स्कॉलरशिप से जा सकते हो या खुद भी जा सकते हो। इसरो इज ऑल्सो ओपन फॉर इट। हाँ, टू व्हाट एक्सटेंट इट मैटर्स। अगर आप खुद से जा रहे हो तो वो एक अलग लेवल पे आपको दिखाएंगे।
खुद से नहीं, मतलब ऐसे कोई एग्जाम हो वही कुछ
एग्जाम्स करके जाना है तो बहुत सारी एग्जाम्स है बेटा। होमी बाबा है या फिर प्राइवेट तो बहुत सारी एग्जाम्स चलती है। आप किसी टीचर के टच में आइए, स्पेशली साइंस टीचर के, वो आपको पूरा लिस्ट बताएंगे, या फिर आपको वो ये भी बताएंगे कि आप, स्पेशली अगर आपके साइंस टीचर हो तो उनको पूछिए, वो आपको बताएंगे कि आपका इंटरेस्ट और आपका जो मार्क्स जो फील्ड में आता है आप वो इसमें ऑप्ट करके वो आपको गाइड करेंगे वो चीज के लिए। सो डेफिनेटली गो फॉर सम एग्जाम्स लाइक होमी बाबा एंड।
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
मोस्ट वेलकम डियर। यस
सर, एक सवाल है, अगर हम स्पेस में ऑर्बिट कर रहे हैं तो हम भी टाइम ट्रैवल कर सकते हैं क्या? कि हमारे धरती के लोग हमको पास्ट में देख रहे हैं, ऐसे कुछ होगा?
धरती पे से तो नहीं बोलूंगा, बट यस इफ यू आर ऑन द मून डेफिनेटली मैं बोलूंगा कि आप पास्ट में देख रहे हो, बिकॉज धरती से
अगर हम मार्स में हैं और हम धरती से हम नाइट स्काई में मार्स को देख रहे हैं, और जो लोग हो देख रहे हैं मार्स को, हम मार्स में हैं, जो तब लोग हो मार्स को देख रहे हो, हमको पास्ट को देख रहा है क्या?
यस डेफिनेटली हम 17 मिनट पास्ट में देखते हैं, बिकॉज यहाँ से 17 मिनट लगते हैं यहाँ से मार्स पे सिग्नल जाने के लिए, और मार्स पे से नहीं, सॉरी 17 मिनट हमारे वॉयेजर, ओके आप जो भी है, बट एक टेंटेटिव टाइम लगता है। सो जो भी टाइम है पास्ट में ही जाता है, ऐसा कोई हम ये नहीं बोलेंगे कि प्रेजेंट में।
Yes. सर मैं क्या बोल सकता हूँ, मैं एक जरूरी जानकारी देना चाहता हूँ सूर्य ग्रहण से संबंधित। अभी हम लोग धरती, चंद्र और सूर्य के बीच में, सूर्य और धरती के बीच में चंद्र आता है तो सूर्य ग्रहण होता है, और धरती ना सॉरी चंद्रमा और सूर्य के बीच में धरती आती है तो चंद्र ग्रहण होता है। अगर समझो अगर आप मंगल ग्रह पे हो या फिर शनि ग्रह पे हो तो उसमें दूसरा कोई ग्रह इस तरह से आता है तो उसका अलग ग्रहण होगा और इस तरह से अलग वो होगा। तो सूर्य ग्रहण और चंद्र ग्रहण हम लोग यहाँ पे बोलते हैं, लेकिन धरती का ग्रहण भी बोल सकते हैं, मंगल का ग्रहण भी बोल सकते हैं। अलग अलग प्लेनेट पे अलग अलग तरीके से होता है। और मेरा ये सवाल है कि अगर ड्रॉप आउट स्टूडेंट होगा कोई, तो वो एस्ट्रोनॉमर या एस्ट्रोनॉमी फील्ड के अंदर कुछ स्पेसिफिक क्या बोलते हैं, एक मुकाम पे जाना चाहते हैं क्या, वो जा सकते हैं? वो किस तरह कर सकते हैं, उसके ऊपर थोड़ा गाइडेंस दे सकते हैं? क्योंकि ड्रॉप आउट स्टूडेंट बहुत आजकल अपने देश में हो रहे हैं, इस वजह से मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि उनको कुछ मार्गदर्शन करके कुछ अच्छे तरीके से एक कर सकूं। थैंक यू।
ओके तुषार जी, मैं पहले क्वेश्चन पे आता हूँ आपके, जहाँ पे आपने स्पेसिफाई किया है कि सोलर एक्लिप्स एंड लूनर एक्लिप्स। सोलर एक्लिप्स, लूनर एक्लिप्स हमको पता है हमारे प्लैनेट पे कैसे होते हैं और दूसरों प्लैनेट्स पे कैसे होते हैं, लेकिन आप जो बोल रहे हो अर्थ एक्लिप्स, उसे हम एक्लिप्स नहीं बोलते, उसे हम ट्रांजिट बोलते हैं। हम मर्क्यूरी और वीनस ट्रांजिट बीइंग ऑन अर्थ हम ये देखते हैं, 13 साल में एक बार हम वीनस को इसको देखते हैं, मर्क्यूरी को। सो डेफिनेटली ट्रांजिट्स होते रहते हैं। जब प्लैनेट्स का होता है सो उसे हम ट्रांजिट इसीलिए बोलते हैं बिकॉज उसका शैडो आप तक नहीं गिरता है, उतने बड़े पैमाने पे नहीं गिरता है कि आपके पास डार्कनेस आ जाए, बिकॉज प्लैनेट का साइज छोटा होता है कंपैरेटिवली। हाँ, अगर हम बात करें जुपिटर की तो यस, सैटर्न से आपको जुपिटर शायद काफी बड़ा दिखे और काफी एक गुड अमाउंट ऑफ सन को वो ब्लॉक करे, लेकिन फिर भी वो शायद उतना ब्लॉक ना कर पाए। सो टू दैट मैटर हम उसे ट्रांजिट कहते हैं यूजुअली, और लकीली अर्थ पे एक ही मून है, या अनलकी जो भी हो, बट यस उसकी वजह से हम एक्लिप्स बोलते हैं। बट इफ यू गो ऑन टू द अदर प्लैनेट्स, एक्चुअली इसी रिगार्डिंग में हमने हमारे बच्चों से दिस ईयर हमने पेपर पब्लिश किया है, मून एक्लिप्स करके, एंड इट हैज बीन पब्लिश्ड। हमने स्कूल के बच्चों को लेकर ही किया था, 8th 9th स्टैंडर्ड की लड़कियां थी जिन्होंने हमारे साथ पार्टिसिपेट करके हमने एक जर्नल पेपर लिखा है, जहाँ पे हमने यही स्पेसिफाई किया है कि मून एक्लिप्स क्या होता है, मून एक्लिप्स में कैसी चीजें होती है, एंड देयर आर पॉसिबिलिटीज कि एक्सोप्लैनेट्स को भी मून एक्लिप्स होते हो। सो हमने विद रेफरेंस टू नासा के कुछ हमने डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज, कुछ डॉक्यूमेंटेशंस उठाए, जहाँ पे नासा ने काफी बार कैप्चर किया है, इवन फोटोग्राफ भी किया है, मैंने भी किया है, फॉस्टर सर ने भी किया है जो साउथ अफ्रीका से है, हमने उनके भी रेफरेंस लिए हैं। सो यहाँ पे मून एक्लिप्स भी होता है कुछ प्लैनेट्स पे जहाँ पे मल्टीपल मून्स होते हैं, जैसा मार्स पे फीबोस और डीमोस है। सो ये दोनों अपने आप में एक्लिप्स करते हैं। अगर आप जुपिटर पे जाते हो तो जुपिटर और सैटर्न को अपने आप में मल्टीपल मून्स है बहुत सारे। सो वहां पे मून एक्लिप्स होते हैं। और जहाँ पे आप मुझे बता रहे थे, वैभव, कैन यू म्यूट योरसेल्फ फॉर अ व्हाइल? यस, थैंक यू। और ड्रॉप आउट्स की बात बोल रहे हो तो मैं बोलूंगा ये बहुत ही दुखद चीज है। यस, डेफिनेटली इट्स नॉट गुड टू हैव ड्रॉप आउट्स। आपने इसीलिए आपका इंटरेस्ट पहले ही डिसाइड करना है, और अगर आपको नहीं समझ रहा है, थोड़ा वक्त निकालिए अपने लिए, किसी अपनों से पूछिए कि मेरे में क्या स्किल्स होती है। हम यूजुअली इसको स्ट्रेंथ एंड वीकनेसेस के तौर पे देखते हैं। मैं यूजुअली मेरे बच्चों में स्वॉट एनालिसिस कराता हूँ, जिसमें SW सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, जो हमारा स्ट्रेंथ और वीकनेस होता है। सो आपकी स्ट्रेंथ और वीकनेस आप निकालिए, आपके मम्मी से पापा से निकालिए, और फिर कंपेयर कीजिए कि आपकी स्ट्रेंथ्स क्या है और आप कौन से फील्ड में जा सकते हैं, आपका इंटरेस्ट क्या है, और क्या आप ऐसे व्यक्ति हैं जो काम में इंटरेस्ट डेवलप कर सकते हो। जैसा फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर मैं मैं आज बायोलॉजी में पढ़ना चाहता हूँ और करना चाहता हूँ, सो क्या मैं इंटरेस्ट डेवलप कर सकता हूँ अपने आप में एट दिस पर्टिकुलर एज, एंड इज इट दैट इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर मी? सो अगर कर सकते हैं तो डेफिनेटली कोई उम्र आपके लिए रिस्ट्रिक्शंस नहीं है, कोई ड्रॉप आउट आपके लिए रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है। आप स्पेस क्या कोई भी फील्ड में आप एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हो। रिमेंबर, एवरी सिंगल डे काउंट्स। यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं होता है कि बस आपने सोचा और हो गया। सोचने में और करने में बहुत बड़ा फर्क होता है। यही ड्रॉप आउट्स का सबसे बड़ा मेंटालिटी होती है, जहाँ पे वो सोचते कुछ और है और करते कुछ और है। सो इसलिए ड्रॉप आउट के रेट्स आजकल बढ़ रहे हैं, क्योंकि वो ये दो चीज को जोड़ नहीं पा रहे कि आपका इमेजिनेशन या आपके टारगेट्स जो है और आपकी जो एक्शंस है, ये दोनों मैच नहीं कर पा रही है। सो डे इन डे आउट आपको उसके लिए मेहनत करनी है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आपको एस्ट्रोनॉमर बनना है, आपको गाइडेंस देना है, सो उसके लिए आप काम कीजिए कि कौन से फील्ड में आपको गाइडेंस करना है। यस मनीष, इट्स ऑल ओवर टू यू।
Okay, so due to time constraint, we have to end our session here today. Everyone, those who have questions, you can. We will be arranging another session in future, and you can ask sir questions then. Firstly, thank you to sir for this wonderful presentation. I think this was one of the best presentations and one of the best sessions that I've ever attended. And also, thank you to all our participants for being here and asking so many questions and letting us know so many informations. It helped all of us. So we are really grateful to have such a, we are blessed to have such a great audience and such great participants. And lastly, I would love to request everyone to turn on their camera once so that we can take a picture for our memory purpose.
Sir, a last question that others are who attended this session said the northern and the southern stars of the planets, but the sir not shared us in the chat box or anything. We want to see, we want that to explore. Please, we need it in the chat, please.
डेफिनेटली मैं विजय जी से रिक्वेस्ट तो जरूर करूंगा, बट याद रखिए आप भी ये चीज स्टडी करना चाहिए। डोंट डिपेंड अपॉन स्पून फीडिंग, डू योर ओन वर्क। इट इज अमेजिंग टू डू योर ओन वर्क ऑल्सो। यस, विजय जी को मैं रिक्वेस्ट तो जरूर करूंगा।
Sure, sir, definitely.
सर विजय सर, आप अब कर सकते हो लिंक शेयर कोई और?
Definitely, I will share it to Amit ji and he will definitely provide you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Really, it was a fantastic session, Amit ji.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू. आप लोगों की वजह से ही इतना
Thanks for conducting this session.
Okay, I think we have taken the pictures, and
Okay.
also everyone will be for celebrating the World Space Week. We'll be organizing sessions throughout this week. Tomorrow also we have another session with Eleonore, Cassandra, Poli, and and also don't forget to comment on our YouTube stream. We have streamed this session also, and also don't forget to tag us on your social media, posting about this session and how much you have liked the session or what you have disliked the sessions about the sessions, and how can we get better about organizing these sessions. So with this, I think we can end our session here today. Thank you lastly to everyone who have attended the session, and also thank you to Amit sir for being here with us and supporting us throughout the session.
Yes, thank you to team one and all, and once again, happy Dussehra to everyone. Bye bye, guys. Good day.
Yes, thank you, and thank you for this universe team for this session.